we will start our Sunday class with Mangalacharan prayer. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanshcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitantvam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीस्कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam everyone, and welcome to 16th chapter. We are doing the first 4 verses, and as I mentioned earlier, that what is the reason that Krishna is including this Daivi Sura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga. This is the chapter that means it is showing us the divine and the demonic natures. So, as we discussed earlier, that Krishna is showing in a way Arjuna that how your opposite party, Duryodhan, he's having this all the demonic qualities and how these are disturbing to the complete society. And a person with a divine quality who is a Kshatriya, he's supposed to protect the society from these demons. So that is a way to encourage Arjuna. And also it is a way for us, all of us who are the listener of this Bhagavad Gita, because Krishna had spoken these words not only for the Arjuna but for all of us. So Krishna is teaching all of us and explaining to us all these uh, uh, virtues and vices. So we have to self-examine and we have to study ourselves and we have to understand that what qualities are, they will cause destruction to our bhakti. They will be later, it will be big impediments in our bhakti lata or a bhakti path. And also the divine qualities that we should be developing. I mean, each and every devotee of a Krishna must have these qualities and they will show these qualities. Both of these statements are true. So Krishna is explaining the qualities of demigods and demons both. So we saw last time a few qualities, and Prabhupada had explained so nicely in the purport. So we are reading the purports and discussing one quality after each paragraph, and then we are going to the next quality. So this shloka that the qualities that we discussed till now is abhayam, that is a fearlessness. And how Prabhupada explains is that this fearlessness quality will come when you surrender completely to the Krishna. So devotees show this quality, and also we have to see that like whether these qualities are developed within us. Because fearlessness means like you are completely trusting Krishna that he will protect me no matter what. No matter what kind of situation I had put in, this is not a bad situation. This is just a way of a Krishna to making me strong, and he will always protect me. So that is a strong faith which will give us this quality, which is called as a abhayam. The second quality is sattva shuddhim, that is a purification of one's existence. how you can purify one's existence is by following the four regulative principle, chanting chanting the Maha Mantra and reading Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita every day. These are some of the things that Prabhupada recommended for all of us, and these are there to purify ourselves. So, following this four regulative principle will do the Sattva Shuddhi, and the others will also help us go closer to the Krishna. And Krishna and his energy will remove this anartha nivrutti will happen once your faith in Krishna, and this process you do it like with nishtha, with with a firm faith. Automatically, these qualities will develop in us. Next quality is jnana, that is a knowledge. Then again, knowledge is knowledge about the Krishna, knowledge about the Krishna's different energies, this Prakriti. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many chapters that talk about it, and also in Bhagavad Gita, this last six chapters they are giving us the knowledge about Krishna's various energies and about the Krishna and how he is protecting us. So this jnana is not the mental speculation or the jnana, those jnanis that Prabhupada mentions again and again. These kind of a jnana or this kind of a information about Krishna and his energy, they help us develop bhakti. They help us make our bhakti lata strong. So this jnana is very important for us. Then the next one is a yoga, that is linking up with the Krishna, like seeing Krishna in everything. Like the seventh chapter, ninth chapter, if you read that, you can start linking up. So it's not like, sitting at one position and that is the only way to link up with the Krishna, but it is to see Krishna in everything, to see Krishna as a Paramatma within you, so to see Krishna as a Paramatma in all other living beings, and then treating all of them with respect and love, caring them, developing the quality of forgiveness. Everything will come once you will start linking up or doing this process of yoga. Seeing the um, Krishna's presence in the water, Krishna's presence in the sunlight, moonlight, in everything beautiful around us, in the flower, in the smell. You are doing this is yoga. This is like you are linking up yourself with the Krishna. You are trying to find that connection, and that is what is going to take you closer to the Krishna. So this is a yoga. And then vyavasthiti, that is a the situation. Sorry, that is not the charity. Charity is the next quality, which is a dan. So I think we did till the charity. Charity means what kind of charities we should give. It is again explained in the 18th chapter, that like how should be your mood, uh, place, time, and whom you should do the charity. What kind of charity is called as the best charity? So you have to understand all these knowledge, and then in knowledge you should do these activities, not like blindly following someone. So charity is really good thing. You have to give charity to someone. So like you are ready to give your hard earned money to someone, but whom you are giving, when you are giving, in what consciousness you are giving, are you expecting anything back from them? All these things matter. So what consciousness matters while doing each and every activity. So Prabhupada writes very nicely about the charity also, that like how it should be given to the temples and to the people who are spreading the Krishna consciousness. That is the best way to do this charity. And then daman means controlling the mind and controlling all our senses, because mind is the one who is controlling the other five senses. Other five, he is a leader of other five senses. So when you are saying that daman and controlling the mind, it means controlling all of these six senses. And performing the sacrifices, yajna, performing sacrifices is again, there are so many type of sacrifices mentioned in earlier chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains that how different kind of people at a different stage, at different level, they do the different kind of sacrifices. We know the sacrifices that are uh, yajnas. Those are like putting the different kind of herbs, or we call this havi, into the yajna, in the fire, and through fire these are reaching to the different demigods, to the reaching to the Krishna. So these are one kind of a yajna, one kind of a sacrifice. But after that, Krishna explains so many type of sacrifices, like breathing process, controlling your breathing process is also sacrificing. And then controlling your senses is also sacrificing. Giving your time, energy, mind, and everything for the scriptural study or getting the jnana, that is also sacrifices. And we see that, like, not only for the spiritual gain but for the material gain also, we do sacrifices all the time. Without sacrifices, we don't see any kind of progress in material progress, material life also. The For every progress we need sacrifices. So likewise, in spiritual world also, you need these sacrifices to make yourself more and more purified. These sacrifices, or these are also like tapa will also come later. This tapasya, that is what will purify you, that is what will remove all the anarthas in your mind, and it will bring you closer to the Krishna. It will help you progress on the spiritual path. So we did these, and then we will see the rest all today. So Mataji, do you remember anyone marked till what paragraph we? I think the charity is done and dhamma is done. The sacrifice is another. So uh, yes, Mataji, can you read from the sacrifice is another item to be performed by the householders from that point onwards? Sumati Mataji.
Mataji, is the paragraph sacrifice is another item? Is it after Dhamma, that paragraph?
Yes, that is right, Mataji. Yeah.
Uh, okay, Mataji. Sacrifice is another item to be performed by the householders because sacrifices require a large amount of money. Those in other orders of life, namely brahmacharya, vanaprastha, and sannyas, have no money. They live by begging. So, performance of different types of sacrifice is meant for the householders. They should perform Agnihotra sacrifices as enjoined in the Vedic literature. But such sacrifices at the present moment are very expensive, and it is not possible for any householder to perform them. The best sacrifice recommended in this age is called Sankirtan Yajna. This Sankirtan Yajna, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is the best and most inexpensive sacrifice. Everyone can adopt it and derive benefit. So these three items, namely charity, sense control, and performance of sacrifice, are meant for the householder. Mataji, should I continue?
Thank you, Mataji. Actually, your voice is breaking, so let's take a pause here, and maybe another devotee can read that. So very important point is that, like, out of all the sacrifices, doing the Sankirtan Yajna is the best sacrifice recommended in this Kali Yuga, and also recommended for every householder and every, like, all the varna, all the ashram. This particular sacrifice is recommended, and with the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can do any time, any place, any circumstances, this chanting mantra. This we can chant, like, any time of the day, even if you feel that you are impure, or even if you feel that you're pure, you did your body clean and everything, but the environment around you is impure. I mean, you sometimes you do face this kind of a situation where, like, all the environment is impure, but still in your mind, in your, like, or why, or you can do it loudly, this continuous chanting. This is the best sacrifice for this Kali Yuga. And this is highly recommended not only for the Kali Yuga, other yugas also people were doing this sacrifices. But this is the easiest and recommended for this yuga. One more thing I was wanted to talk about sacrifice. Okay, maybe later I don't remember now. Anybody else would like to volunteer to read this? The next one is the Swadhyay, Vedic study. It meant for a brahmacharya or uh, student life.
Hare Krishna.
Brahmachari should not. should have no connections with the woman. They should live a life of celibacy and engage the mind in the study of the Vedic literature for cultivation of spiritual knowledge. This is called as a Swadhyay. So here Prabhupada explains that what is the Swadhyay. So Swadhyay is done in the particularly the Brahmacharya ashram. So we have four ashram. The Brahmacharya ashram is when you study all this Vedic literature by controlling your senses and completely focusing on this Vedic literature. So that time your mind is also ready to grasp all this knowledge. You are very young, and at that stage, instead of engaging in any other activities or material activities, in olden days, this particular, like 25 years of your life, they were supposed to be given for studying this Vedic literature. After that, you join the Grahasthashram, where you can implement this knowledge and take care of the other three ashramis. And also, whatever your slightest of the desire to do the or engage in the sense gratification, that also you can satisfy during your Grahasthashram. But to before going to the Grahasthashram, it is very, very important to go through the Brahmachari ashram and study this Vedic scripture, so that in Grahastha ashram also it will become a ashram. It is not like you will become a graha maybe and enjoy because the permission is given, then just take advantage of it and engage yourself in this enjoyment so much that you will fall down in the trap of a maya. If you had studied the scriptures wisely and very carefully, you will understand how to live this grahastha life, so that it will also become a ashram. It is also like, while staying in this grahastha life, you are like, it is all the controlled enjoyment, and also the responsibility of taking care of other three ashramas. And not only that, like, again, every step you are trying to uh, offer each and every your karma to the Krishna. So that is a wonderful way of spending this Grahasthashram. After the Grahasthashram done, after the age of a 50, you are supposed to do the Vanaprastha. That means start detaching yourself from your family, society, and whatever you think that it is your upadhi. So start detaching yourself from all of those, and goes deeper and deeper into your Krishna consciousness. So again, the whatever you studied in your brahmachari ashram, that helps you here. Like that helps you focus on the Krishna. That helps you do the vanaprastha also very nicely. And the last one is the sannyas ashram, where you completely dedicate your life to the Krishna. So basis is the brahmachari ashram, where you study these properly scriptures and use it in all three of your ashramas. And all, of course, we keep studying, and we when we engage with the bhajana kriya, sadhu sangha, all these stages of a bhakti, we learn how to go closer and closer to the Krishna. And all these stages will remove the all the anarthas in our life, and they will make us purify again and again. Now again, the swadhyay means also self study, and also finding out if you are having any kind of a faults, if you are having any kind of a pride, if you are even if you are a very good, very great devotee, still it's you have to always keep on studying yourself. It happens that, like, maya is so strong, and Krishna is also always giving this permission to maya to test us all the time. And that's the reason, even if you study Bhagavad Gita for a long, long time, you will come in trap of a maya, or you will face now and then that, like, you are developing these qualities which are like actually not good for your Krishna consciousness. So you have to see those carefully and remove it, like a good gardener. He will keep on checking that if there are any weeds, because once you do the gardening, it's not that like it's a one time job, that I'm done with my 16 rounds, or I'm done with my 25 years of dedicating to Krishna consciousness. It's not like that, because it is growing from the land where there will be weeds also. It's like we are in in this material world, that all these bad qualities or demonic qualities or anarthas will keep on popping up, and you have to keep on remove it. It's like the even the greatest of the devotees also, they says that, like, these thoughts comes, but then we don't entertain these thoughts and we let it go, let it pass. That should be the consciousness, that should be the attitude. But you have to understand that which thought you should not be focused on, and for that we are studying this. So swadhyay is very important. In fact, I heard so many times in Amarendra Prabhu's lecture and Adi Gadadhar Prabhu's lecture that if you listen this classes for 1 hour, I mean, I think Amarendra Prabhu's Guru Maharaj, he recommended that if you listen to any class for 1 hour, then keep quietly, I mean, spend 1 hour just meditating on that class. So his Guru Maharaj used to give like 45 minutes to 1 hour class, and then 1 hour, nothing will happen in that class. Just close your eyes and meditate on what you have learned today, what were the things your Guru Maharaj was saying in the class, or any for that matter, any acharya, what they are saying. If you are reading something, then just sit quietly and just focus on it, meditate on it, what I have learned from it, and try to understand. So that is a way, right way of learning these scriptures. We generally keep on reading, listening whole day, but then there is no time to really uh, you know bring it into your life and bring it, like, meditating more and more and getting something out of it, and understanding the we called it sar, or understanding the essence of that lecture. That is very, very important. So just listen one or two lectures, but listen it very carefully. Just read 4 pages, 10 pages, but listen, read it very carefully, and later meditate on it. That what were the things that really, I mean, I can relate to my life. What did I came across any of these experiences? Because Bhagavatam is full of all these experiences. Whatever we are learning in the Bhagavad Gita, it is actually practical implementation is in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is showing us that how different devotees are implementing it their life, and these kind of things that we are saying, that anartha nivrutti, or Arjuna is saying that, oh, mind is like, it's very difficult to control the mind. And in Bhagavatam we see the study, we see the example that how great people, they try to control their mind and they fail, because that's what Arjuna was saying here. So you will remember your Bhagavad Gita study while reading your Bhagavatam. So this is how you should be able to connect these different scripture, connect different parts, and that is how you can do your swadhyay. That is how you can study these scriptures carefully. So let's see tapas, which is very, very important for all of us. Anybody would like to volunteer?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. So, tapas or austerity is especially meant for the retired life. One should not remain a householder throughout his whole life. He must always remember that there are four divisions of life: brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. So, after grahastha householder life, one should retire. One should retire. If one lives for 100 years, he should spend 25 years in student life, 25 years in householder life, 25 in retired life, and 25 in the renounced order of life. These are the regulations of the Vedic religious discipline. A man retired from householder life must practice austerities of the body, mind, and tongue. That is tapasya. The entire Varnashram Dharma society is meant for tapasya. Without tapasya or austerity, no human being can get liberation. The theory of that there is no need of austerity in life, that one can go on speculating and everything will be nice, is recommended neither in the Vedic literature nor in the Bhagavad Gita. Such theories are manufactured by show bottle spiritualists who are trying to gather more followers. If there are restrictions, rules, and regulations, people will not become attracted. Therefore, those who want followers in the name of religion, just to have a show only, don't restrict the lives of their students, nor their own lives. But that method is not approved by the Vedas. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So very nicely Prabhupada explains here that like how we should divide our life, and as we just were speaking about this, all the ashramas, how we can spend this 25 or like 1/4 of our life in each of these ashramas, and that will be real success of your life. Now this tapasya is for every ashram. This tapasya is there, and it is said that with the body, mind and tongue you should do this tapasya. When you are in a brahmachari ashram, then you have to control your senses, that is a tapasya only. Then you have to control your tongue, which is not going to talk about anything else but these shastras, and study from the guru varya and just repeat these mantras. And it should also do the bodily tapasya, that like actually these students, they do all kind of activities that will help their acharya run their gurukul, and then all the gurukul activities these people will do. There are many gurukuls in India. Recently I heard about one where all these students, like they are studying these scriptures very properly, and also they are doing all their activities. So wherever they are living in that big ashramas, they are the one only taking care of that ashram, cleaning that ashram, then keeping, like it is beautiful by putting all the plants and everything. Gardening also they are doing. They are the one who are bringing the groceries. They are the one who are cooking also. So they will divide students into small small teams, and they do these kind of activities. So this is very very important to learn, and engage your body also. And this kind of tapasya is also very important. Getting up in the morning also is a tapasya. Sitting on one place for 2 hours chanting, that these are all called as a tapasya, because they are heating up your body, they are heating up your mind, and that's how they are purifying your senses and mind. Then there is a tapasya of a mind, that mind should always focus on the Krishna, and there should not be any uh, ill thought or devilish thought. That is like a very for a very beginner, but as you progress, then these the thoughts should be so much purified that you should not even look for any kind of a fault in any person. Then it will go progress more and more, and then you should see only Krishna and only those beautiful qualities in everywhere. And then there will not be any difference in these people and the devotees and the Krishna, and you will start giving respect to each and everyone. So this is how all this mind also progresses. So you have to give it a training. So this giving training to your tongue, your mind, all your senses, all your body, each and every body part, this is what is a tapasya. And Prabhupada is saying that this is very important, that the following these rules and regulation. Sometimes you feel that you are very hungry on the Ekadashi day, but you should not, you should still control that. I was just hearing just few minutes back, I was listening the morning program, and the speaker was speaking that like there are so many things going around which is very attractive. Like you have other friends, and they are celebrating birthday, but you should think that like if I go to the birthday or this party, I will waste 2 hours. Instead of that, I can do so many rounds. Or someone is calling you at home on Ekadashi day to do some materialistic activity, immediately you think about like how I can spend my more and more time in the spiritual activity on Ekadashi day, because even if I chant one round, I'll get the benefit of thousands of round. So you should be always thinking about it, that where will I get more and more profit. It's like a thinking about a businessman, but this business is about a Krishna's business. And here you are thinking about what will beneficial me, and that is a part of a sharanagati only, that accept things which are favorable to Krishna, reject things which are not favorable to your Krishna consciousness. So this is how accepting and this rejecting is a kind of a tapasya, and that we have to do it, and everyone is doing it in small or a different quantity. But this is very important quality, and Krishna really likes this quality, appreciated this quality, consider this quality as a divine quality. Okay, let's see the next few qualities. Anybody would like to read?
May I, Mataji?
Yes, please, Prabhuji.
So we come to ahimsa, right?
Uh, Before that, also there is a small paragraph
Yeah.
as far as
Oh,
the
yeah.
Brahminical. So that and
After the
ahimsa.
Ved.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
As far as the Brahmanical quality of simplicity is concerned, but not only should be particular order of life follow this principle, but every member's uh, be he in a brahmachari ashram, grasta ashram, vanprastha ashram, and sannyas ashram, one should be very simple and straightforward.
Yeah.
So,
We can hold for a minute and then you can later read the another
sure.
paragraph also, because I just remember that I was reading the Giriraj Maharaj's book, which is Watering the Seed. And Prabhupada once, all these devotees were sitting, and Prabhupada was saying something about the Giriraj Maharaj, that Giriraj is very simple. And Giriraj Maharaj always thought that, like, I'm very simple person, and which is not like not in a good way. He always felt that this is something fault or disadvantage to my Krishna consciousness. But then later he was reading in this book about the simplicity, and Prabhupada was explaining so much about the simplicity, said how this quality is so dear to Krishna, and how this quality is the best quality, that, like, being simple, not like, whatever you have in your mind you can just speak out. This is also simplicity, or living simple life is a simplicity. You're thinking simple, not very ambitious. So that is all is a simplicity. And Prabhupada was explaining that. And Giriraj Maharaj was saying, oh, Prabhupada, simplicity is a quality that Krishna likes. It's a divine quality. I mean, he questioned in a way. And Prabhupada was very happily said to Giriraj Maharaj that yes, simplicity is a divine quality, and Giriraj, you are having this quality. So he was very happy, and I was just reading that 2 days back, so I thought, like, I'll share with you that simplicity sometimes in this material world considered not considered as a very advantageous quality, because people want, like, all that smartness and cunningness and everything, and those are the people who progress materially very fast. But simplicity is a quality that Krishna loves a lot, and in spiritual life we must develop this quality of simplicity, or this quality is very advantageous. I will say that even if you are not able to develop, but if you are very simple by nature, and then it is very advantageous in Krishna consciousness. Just wanted to mention that point. Prabhuji, please continue. Thank you.
ahimsa means not to arresting uh, the progressive life of any living entity. One should not think that since the spirit spark is never killed, even after the killing of the body, there is no harm is killing animal for sense gratifications. People are now addicted to eating animals, in spite of having an ample supply of the grain, fruits, and milk. There is no necessary for animal killing. This injunction is for everyone. When there is a no alternative, one may kill an animal, but it should be offered in sacrifice. At any rate, when there is an ample food supply for the humanity, person who are desiring to make advancement in the spiritual realizations should not commit violence to animal. Real ahimsa means not checking anyone's progressive life. The animals are also making progress in their evolutionary life for transmigrating from the categories of animal life to another. If particular animal is killed, then his progress is checked. If an animal is staying in a particular body for so many days or many years and is ultimately killed, then he has to come back again in that form of the life to complete the remaining days in order to promote to another species of life. So their progress should not be checked simply by satisfying one's palate. This is called ahimsa. Hare Krishna. You want
Thank you.
me to read?
No,
Wait.
let's discuss about this for a minute, and then we
Hmm.
can, yeah. Yes, you can continue, Prabhuji, but just let me talk about the ahimsa. This is very wonderful point that Prabhupada is making again and again, that like how these animals, because we know that like there are so many different type of animals. Aquatics are there, birds are there, trees and plants, insects and reptiles, quadruples, humans, and they are like different out of 8 million species. We see so many species are spread throughout this, and we go through all these species and come to the human life. And when you come to the human life, you don't have no you don't have any kind of adhikar to stop others progress, because these ants and animals and birds, they are also in the process of progressing. They have spent like say maybe 10 years of life in that body, and after another 10 years, if they are going to progress to another life or another higher species, if you are killing them, then they had to take a rebirth and then again spend that entire 20 years. So this is one way of looking at it. And also for your just for your enjoyment, you should not be killing anyone. Now so many people talk about like even the plants, and plants are also having a life, then why should we eat plants? But then all these animals, they had given a there is Krishna had made the arrangement that like one animal is a food of another animal. But human beings, we have a permission to eat these all the leaves and trees and plants, but not any other jivas who are like more advanced in consciousness. And also after getting these plants and trees also, you do get a sense, so you have to offer it to the Krishna before eating it and before consuming it. So we have to remember all the time that even whatever you are doing to the plants and trees, they are also living being. But we had given a permission by Shastra to take out that portion from the earth, Mother Earth, to sustain your body. So take that portion, but before even taking that, you have to offer it to the Krishna and then consuming. So this is ahimsa. Another way of ahimsa is helping them progress on the Krishna consciousness. If you chant loudly in your garden or any side, anything, anywhere outside, even these birds, insects, trees, whoever are listening to these vibrations, they also get like spiritually advantage, or they also get the spiritual benefit by listening to your chanting. So this is another way of doing the ahimsa. One more is like giving the prasadam. Like Prabhupada used to give prasadam to even the ant and other birds also. So that is also helping them, instead of going through one after another so many bodies, you are giving them prasadam so that they will skip that all, and they will come to the human body, and then they will go closer to they will start their Krishna consciousness life even in that body, and they will progress it fast. So these are all ways of ahimsa. Sometimes people have an objection that Bhagavad Gita is teaching, I mean, Krishna is teaching Arjuna to do this hinsa or this war. How is it is possible that, like, you're talking about ahimsa, and ahimsa is a divine quality, good quality, then why hinsa is done? So hinsa is done in order to protect the dharma, in order to protect the good, in order to protect the devotees here. So for the protection, this is done. Like, sometimes doctor has to do operation. He had to operate and cut your one of the arm or one of the leg, because it is so poisonous that it is going to spread the poison throughout your body. So in order for your protection, doctor removes that part of your body. So that is not a hinsa, that is a protecting rest of your body. So these are a couple of things we have to always remember. And also you have to always remember about the ahimsa towards yourself also. You have to be very kind towards yourself also. That is also a way of progressing on the Krishna consciousness. So we will talk about that later, but let's go to the next few.
Mm. I mean,
Mhm.
I'll have a couple of questions when you have a time, Mataji, okay?
Yes,
But
sure, Prabhuji.
we'll not stop right now since you want to go further.
Yes,
So
thank you.
the satyam says the word means that one should not distort the truth for some personal interest. In Vedic literature, there are some difficult passages, but the meaning or the purpose should not be learned from a bona fide. The or the Purpose should be learned from a bona fide spiritual master. That is the process of understanding the Vedas. Shruti means that one should hear from the authority. One should not construe some interpretation for his personal interest. There are so many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita that misinterpreted misinterpreted the original text. The real import of the word should be presented, and that should be learned from the bona fide spiritual master.
Thank
Okay.
you, Prabhuji. Uh, so Satyam again should not be. Of course, you have to speak the truth all the time, but it should be beneficial for the other. So that should be the another part of it that we have to always remember. Whether this particular sentence or this particular truth that I am going to disclose, is it going to be beneficial for everyone? So that is that thought or that consciousness should be always there. And you see the example of Vidura when he come and visit Pandavas, and that time Pandava and Dhritarashtra Maharaj, they are all in the Hastinapur. Yudhishthir Maharaj is ruling the kingdom, and that time Vidur he visits them. So that he can, talk about this vanaprastha and all this gyan. He should give it to the um, blind Dhritarashtra and take him to the forest. So he came here so that he will teach this or give this lessons, life lessons to the Dhritarashtra Maharaj, his older brother, and his wife. But at the same time, he wanted to give this gyan to Pandavas also. So that time, Pandavas were very much, eager to hear about Vidura's all the, activities that he had done since he left the house. And Vidura did so many wonderful activities after leaving the house. He met the Maitreyi Rishi, he met Uddhava. So many news and so many truths he must have collected in that journey, throughout the journey. But he spoke only those that were beneficial for them. So he knew that Krishna, he ended his avatars and all the, Yadu dynasty or everything is now finished. But Vidura didn't give this unpleasant news right now to the Pandavas, because there was no need of that news. So even if you know the truth, you have to understand that when to speak and what to speak and how much to speak. That is also part of talking Satyam. And then Shruti is also always hearing from the bona fide spiritual master. So if you are in a Krishna in this disciplic succession, the Krishna consciousness, you have to listen to Prabhupada every day, at least one lecture. Listen to one lecture from your Guru Maharaj, and then start listening to the other lectures which are from the different acharyas. Also, while reading books, also you have to make sure that you are reading from the Prabhupada's books and then different acharyas book. So do not go with the, I used to read in the while growing up so many things about Krishna and about the Karna. But these authors, they were really good with the words, but they were not devotees. So they had put forward their views about Karna, about the Krishna in such a different way that it really impacts your life so much, and you look in like really your vision almost dilute, I will say, while looking at this personality. So you have to be very careful from whom you should listen about Krishna, from whom you should listen about the Karna and others. So it is very important that Shruti should be done from the bona fide spiritual masters, and it should come in the succession. It should be like even that spiritual master must have heard it from his master, and then like that, so that it is coming down from Krishna directly, and that is a way of getting the knowledge. I was yesterday only reading that there are so many ways to get the knowledge in Sanskrit. So many different ways are given that, like, you can grasp the knowledge. So pratyaksha is there, praman is there, then anuman is there. There are so many ways, but then the best one is that you are listening from a authorized spiritual authority. So that is a way of grasping the knowledge, and that's why we believe so much in this Vedas and scriptures, because they give what is what you can't see with your own eyes, what you can not even done the anuman, means or you can't even compare it with anything. So it is just as it is, what they had seen, they are like passing down. So we have to believe in these shastras more than what we see with our eyes. Hari bol, Hari Krishna. So we can go to the next one.
Anybody else wants to read? Go ahead, please. No? Okay. Akrodha means to check anger, even if there is a provo- provocation. One should be tolerant. Uh, for once one becomes angry, his whole body becomes polluted. Anger is product of the mode of passion and lust. So one who transcendentally situated should check himself from the anger. Apassionam means that one should not find fault with others or correct them unnecessarily. Of course, to call a thief is not fault finding, but to call a honest person a thief is very much offensive for one who is making advancement in spiritual life. Re means that one should be very modest and more and must not perform some act which is abominable. Uh, a a determinations, a chapelam determination means that one should not be agitated or frustrated in some attempt. There may be a failure in some attempt, but one should not be sorry for that. It should make progress with the patience and determination. Okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. So akrodha, and Prabhupada very nicely attached this akrodha to the lust and passion. So we see that, there is a shloka in Bhagavad Gita only, that how you one of your sense meditate on one of the sense object, and you that lust is grew in your or sprout in your mind, that I want that, or I want to enjoy that. And once you don't get it, then you start meditating more on it, and how that leads to the anger that is taught in the Bhagavad Gita. So lust is a cause of anger. That's what he's saying. Not that any other environment, any other people around you, even if that provocation is there, still you have to control yourself, and you have to be akrodha. You should be always stay in the stage where you will be peaceful, and you should not be get angry, because that will really harm all your. I mean, even the modern science says that laughing benefits your body, whereas anger, it destroys everything. It is very harmful for your body. Keeping anger in your mind for a long, long time causes many diseases, and that's what all is coming through medical science also. And long back, our acharyas had taught us that how you should be calm and quiet in every situation. But again, the krodh is also used in the Krishna service by Hanuman. When in the Rama avatar, when you know Krishna was wanted to destroy Ravana, 10-headed Ravana. So that time Hanuman helped with his anger. He burned the whole city even before Ram arrived there. So that is how, even Krodh is also used in the service of the Krishna. But still, it is recommended for all the devotees to learn to be patient, learn to be calm in every situation, learn forgiveness, so that this Krodh, that is that seed of a Krodh, which is once you grasp from many situation, it will destroy completely. So all the time you have to do this sayyam on the krodh, the apaishunam. So that means that finding faults in others. So that is also another very harmful thing, because if you more and more focus on someone's, because I personally also experience that something you see some fault in other person, and if you uh, focus on that quality more and more, then that quality automatically will come in you also. So there are two things. First is that whatever you are seeing the faults in others, that you will also start grasping those. So all those faults will come into you. And second way is that you are seeing fault in others. That means those faults are in you, and that is the reason you are seeing those faults. So in any case, you have to stop finding the faults in others, and that qualities you have to practice it even if it is not in you. Then that means that you have to be very humble, and here it is given that one who is making the advancement in the spiritual is that one should be very modest. Okay, yeah. So humbleness is connected with the that is also quality that people develop. Sometimes sometimes you can't be your nature is in a different way, so you have to practice hard. Guru Maharaj says that, like, fake it till you make it. Sometimes you feel that, like, people are showing this humbleness in a very fake way, or artificially they are doing it. Instead of that, they should be like straightforward. Yes, that is also one way of looking at it, that, like, simplicity should be there, but you have to create this quality of humbleness. And to instead of doing it artificially, if you do the self study, you will see so many faults in yourself, and you will be so much humbled seeing that, like, how Krishna had developed this material world and spiritual world beautifully, that automatically this humbleness will develop. So in order to develop this humbleness, you have to read the Bhagavatam's many chapters. Those are talking about creation and destruction, because you yourself think that, oh, I created this, I'm a owner of this, I'm talented and all that. This is, developing a pride, and then humbleness vanishes from your life. So instead of that, when you read that, like, how Krishna's greatness is there, and how the greatness of devotees is there, that how for the million years they were doing this devotional service, what kind of problems they are facing, and still how they are acting, that will make you more and more humble. So then you will stop self praising, and then you will learn how to see others, like, great qualities in others. So humbleness is coming after the apaishunam quality. That means once you stop finding faults in other, and once you stop seeing any bad things in others, instead of that you start looking at really greatness in them, then automatically this humbleness will come in you. So instead of finding faults in others, start finding faults in yourself. And instead of praising yourself or finding, like, how great I am, you have to start doing that opposite way. You have to look that greatness in all others, and that is the only way this humbleness will develop. We all know this story that, like, once the Yudhishthir Maharaj and Duryodhan, um, it was Pitama Bhishma, or I don't remember, but Dronacharya, Guru Dronacharya asked them that, like, okay, Yudhishthir Maharaj, you go to the complete Hastinapur and find out a person who is better than you. Uh, Sorry, find out a person who is having worst qualities than you, or who is having some faults in that person, or who is, lower than you, kind of, in quality wise. And like, to the Duryodhana, he said exactly opposite, that find a person who is better than you. And both come back with an empty hand, and they said, Duryodhan says that I'm so good, I'm so great, that I couldn't find anything better than me. And that is a demonic quality, and that you will see it, like, later in this chapter also. Whereas the Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was so humble, he said that I couldn't find anyone who is, like, having the faults, more faults than me, or who is having, like, any fault. All were so better, so good and so better than me, that, like, I couldn't bring anyone here. So this is a divine quality, and this is a quality will come when you will really start looking into the people's life with a positive vision. So this is there is no need to artificially bring this quality. This will come automatically when you start studying yourself and others. the way Shastra is talking and Shastra is saying us. So start seeing the good qualities in even Yudhishthir Maharaj, Duryodhana's name was Du. So whenever you put the Du in front of anything, that becomes like a negative meaning to it. But Yudhishthir Maharaj was so good that, like, since childhood, he said that I can't call my brother with Duryodhana. So he used to call him Suyodhana, Suryodhana, so, or something like a Su. Su means like everything is really good. Start with Su, and Du means like something which is negation. So he said that, like, I will start calling him with Suyodhana, and that's what he used to call him till end of his life. I mean, end of Duryodhana's life. So this is like seeing the good qualities in others. This is a this is a humbleness. Then comes a chapalam. That means like not getting disturbed with anything. You should have a druda bhakti. So nishtha or a druda bhakti, that will come in the your progress. Like you start with the ado shraddha, then sadhu sangha, bhajan, anartha nivruti, and then comes the nishtha, naishtaki bhakti or drudata in your bhakti. So this is very very important, that you will not get disturbed by anyone's any comments or any kind of a different philosophies. You will have a firm faith in Krishna. That is what we have to develop. That a chapalam means not getting disturbed by anything, but having this druda nishchay towards your bhakti, towards your Krishna consciousness. That is the best quality you can have, and that helps to progress a lot. So next small two paragraph, and then we will stop here today. The Prabhuji, you can continue and you can
Y-
finish everything. Yeah.
Yeah. The word tejas used here in it is mean for the kshatriya. The kshatriya should always be very strong to be able to give protection to the weak. They should not pose themselves as a non-violent. If violence is required, they must exhibit it. But a person who is able to curb down his enemy may, under certain conditions, show forgiveness. He may excuse the minor offenses. Okay. You want me to
Please
go ahead?
continue, Prabhuji. Yes, please.
Yeah. Saucham means cleanliness, not only in the mind and the body, but in one's dealing also. It is specially meant for the mercantile people who should not deal in a black market. Nati Nati Manita, not expecting honor, applies to Shudras, the worker class, which are considered according to the Vedic injunctions to be the lowest of the four classes. They should not be puffed up with the unnecessary prestige or honor and should be remain in their own status. It is the duty of the Sudras to offer respect to the higher class for the upkeep of the social orders. All these 26 qualification mentions are transcendental qualities. They should be cultivated according to the different status of social and occupation order. The purport of this, even though material conditions are miserable, if these qualities are developed by the practice by all the classes of men, then gradually it is possible to rise the highest platform of transcendental realizations. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So we started with the quality of a tejas. So tejas comes from tejas comes the word tejasvi, or like with a bright aura or with the bright personality, and how Prabhupada very nicely attached that quality to the kshama. So once you are able to develop this quality of a forgiveness, automatically this tejas quality or this positivity will come in you. So that is very nice. I really like that. Then shaucha means that like cleanliness. So cleanliness, it's not just a bodily cleanliness, but your mind should be clean. Your, consciousness, everything you have to do cleanliness in every, all the five layers, Annamay Kosh and different koshas. And this cleanliness is, Prabhupada is connecting with the mercantile class. Earlier forgiveness he connected with the Kshatriya class. So Prabhupada is connecting these qualities with these different varna and ashram. So that's very interesting that, like, mercantile people, they are into the business of doing cheating all the time. So without doing cheating, without lying, they can't do their businesses. But Prabhupada is saying that even into that also you have to maintain this saucham. That is like, you have to have this, because it is allowed for the mercantile family to do this kind of a, for in order to do the businesses, this kind of a, a small quantity of a lie and all. But you should not be doing that a big black market and everything. So even that, there should be a cleanliness in doing your activities, even in that occupation also. And apart from that, yes, our shastra said that, like, take clean your body thrice a day. And after cleaning your body only, you offer your obeisances and accept the prasadam. And that is how the way of a life is explained in so many shastras. Then comes niti manita. It is, what is it? It is yeah, nati manita means like, man means like respect. So not expecting any respect from anyone. And we see that, like, uh, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to close his ears when, someone starts praising him or calling him like a Krishna. So other devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, they were so humble that, like, everyone, they were coming, like, holding the truna, or like holding the blade of a grass in their mouth, saying that, like, I'm like a blade of a grass. I'm worse than that. So they are showing their humbleness also. And also that they never ever expected any kind of a respect from others. They always kept themselves like at a very lower position. So these, all the qualities we can learn by looking at life of all these our great acharyas. And we try to develop in us also, that, like, we should not be respecting. Someone respects you, someone praises you, then that, like, really destroys your spiritual credit. So you have to be very, very humble, and should be avoiding this situation where people are giving you respect. Instead of that, not expecting respect, and, accepting what people are finding any faults in you, then, oh, there must be fault in me, and then think about it, go over it. That should be the way of life, and that should the way of progressing on this Krishna consciousness. So I think these are the qualities that very nicely Prabhupada explains here. He is saying this niti manita, he's connecting with the shudras. So third quality I see that consecutively Prabhupada is mentioning with the, or attaching to the varna. And he's saying that shudras, because their position is so humble in the shastras, but sometimes they don't like that position, and they want this respect from the other, or like, not, it is not saying that a respect. That word is a very different when you translate it into English. So manita means like, it comes with the pride. I mean, it's not just a self respect, but it comes with the pride. So that kind of a quality should not be developed in anyone. That's what is Prabhupada saying. And these 25 qualification, all of us should try to develop, or check, or keep putting it on your wall, and keep trying, like, few qualities every week, that, like, whether I can see this quality in my life, how can I develop it, what can I do towards it, so that this quality will come in my mind, come in my, sorry, life. So that is how you can progress on this Krishna consciousness. So with this I will stop here. Before taking question, any comments or reflection on these qualities? Do you have anything to add on it? Please go ahead. We It's already 8:27. Keep it short and brief. So please, um, give a brief summary or what quality you like, or if any quality that you like to develop, you can even talk about that also.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Very, very wonderful class. You're explaining in such a flow that we have to catch up with you. That's what I'm thinking. Before we finish the one quality, are going forward to the next one, and how much we have to take in these qualities and how much we can develop ourselves. Mainly the points when you said about listening to the classes, right? Either it is from Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj or any other lectures, how we have to put our mind into that after listening, and also taking notes is also very important. Mainly for me,
Mm.
I have to write down whatever I'm listening and whatever I have to. The main points, the takeaway points from the class, then we can focus later also, because this mind is so tricky. When we learn like 10 points today, we will forget like 5 or 6 of them.
Mm.
So, without getting gap, because to when we restudy only, that's the part that we digest more than what we listen also. So that
Mm.
part I like a lot. And
Mm.
also how to uh, means manage our time. So if we have, everyone have a limited time, and if you give that time to the spiritual activities, how you progress, and material activities, sometimes we have to take the material things also, but try to avoid as much as possible. Mainly on the Ekadasi, when you said we'll get a more benefit, right? So those
Mm.
days we never do any other things than what we have to do. It comes
Mm.
only twice a month, and how much we have to go
Yeah.
and grab, like a, they say like a Thanksgiving offer and discount offer sometimes. So that day is like
Mm.
that, and we have to be saving our energy for that also, preparing for that day, the day before also. So Prabhuji was reading so nicely. You both of them, it is very nice, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. So wonderfully you explain these points that, like, I'm now getting it more clear and clear when you're giving your reflection. Thank you.
Sorry, I couldn't join. I joined early, but I couldn't. My audio was not working, so I have to drop off and come back again before inspection. I could talk at that time. So, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining, Mataji. Very nice reflections.
I
Wonderful.
I make a short, but I have a point, Mataji, on ahimsa.
Mm.
On page 620. Well,
Mm.
like Lord says there, everything is living. Everything
Mm.
according to the Lord. Everything. I mean
Mm.
everything in every atoms every day. So in first point comes up according to my discussion with other persons. It says if everything, like also Sankaracharya Maharaj mentioning that jivo jivasya bhojanam, the one life becomes other life's food. So ahimsa look like very impossible things, like even we are talking, and I'm talking right now, and many micro lives could be killed, with the
Mm.
vibrations of it. So ahimsa look like very impossible. At the same time, I was reading, listening some ISKCON lectures, and that instead of calling a vegetarian food, the sannyasi Maharaj was mentioning it's a Krishnatarian food. So we
Mm.
offer everything to Krishna, and
Mm.
then we eat because the vegetable has a life too. So
Mm.
that's pretty appropriate to me. But there I agree with calling Krishnatarian food. We do cook for the Krishna, and we offer to Krishna, and we eat the remnants. So
Mm.
we don't come in a fault. We find a good excuse to get out from that.
Mm.
But when it's come here, it says that when there is a no alternative, one may kill an animal, but it should be offered in a sacrifice. That one thing.
Mm.
So it is allowed to kill in the case of like Eskimo living in North Pole. There's no other
Mm.
things to eat except the fish they find it.
Mm. 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 Mm.
Our South Pole, extreme South Pole, there is no food available. So they
Yeah.
catch fish and eat.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or they
Yeah.
can take shower, clean up, whatever the rules are and our
Right.
injunctions. They
Right.
cannot do it. Now,
Mm.
one particular things, hope I'm not holding you, Mata. Is that okay? I read
No,
further.
no, go ahead. Go ahead, bro. please.
If a particular animal is killed when his progress is checked, if an animal is staying in a particular body for so many days or so many years and it initially killed, then he has to come back again in the form of life to complete the remaining days in order to promote an other species of life. Now, I'm in agree, but who decide to kill the animal in the whatever Ashwamedh Yagna or any. I know I was reading deeply for that to find out uh, that the sacrificed animal get the higher yonis, but only people can do sacrifice those have a mantra power. They are very well trained, especially have a many years and years of practice to do the sacrifice, not any other persons. But in that order, the animal does not know the parts. See, the person was asking me, who decided that kill this animal? One thing. And why?
So, Prabhuji, there are two different things that like sacrificing animal that you are saying in Ashwamedh Yajna by the great personalities and eating or killing animal when there is no alternative. So, sacrifices or Ashwamedh Yajna or other type of yajna that is given, that is to understand the power of the mantras, and it is totally different than like the situation where like forcefully you have to kill someone and eat. So forcefully when you kill and someone eat someone, that is should be sacrifice, means it's not like this kind of a sacrifice. It is means that like you have to still offer it, like Bengal or many other places. In the previous days when there was nothing else, so they used to eat the rice and fishes, and that only they used to offer to the Kali Ma now, because they can't offer that to the Krishna. So they were offering that food to the Kalima and then accepting that. So because there was no other alternative, or like as you said that like in the northern, more northern part where there is no other grain or nothing is there. So that time, if someone is killing the animal, he can still in the mind offer it to the deity which accept that, like like a Kali or something, and can have that. But these sacrifices that like we called as a Ashwamedhi again, all that those are to see the mantra power, because mantras are so powerful that they will give that that all the progressive lives, they will all cut off. That animal will go directly from horse to the divine body. And who decides that? I didn't understand that part, and I don't know that part, that who decides. It's like it's this is what, like in the very very different yugas all these were done. Now this is not at all allowed in from last so many years in this Kali Yuga, even the Dwapar Yuga also, end of the Dwapar Yuga. These all kind of sacrifices are completely, I mean, they are kind of stopped for Kali Yuga. This is not at all, nothing is recommended. So I don't know, I don't have much knowledge about it. So this is all I can talk about. So still it is that time it was considered as a ahimsa, because that particular sacrificed animal used to get the new body. But killing the animal for the enjoyment is what Prabhupada is saying is the very big no in this yuga. But each and every person is doing that. Another thing you were talking about, that like when you are inhaling also or walking, you are killing so many, so ahimsa is impossible. That is very true. And that is the reason, like when we get up in the morning, we say to the, even to the mother earth, we ask for the forgiveness before putting our feet on it. And we, every activity we start dedicating from that time onwards. I mean, it's not just the offering the food, but each and every, like I'm taking the bath, so many animals, I mean, sorry, so many bacterias and so many small insects I'm maybe killing. So I have to say that, like, Gange cha Yamune chaiva, like a shloka, first of all, that all these rivers will come, they will purify me, and I'm taking this bath so that I can go and offer my, with my body, mind, purify myself and offer myself to the Krishna. So that is why even that kind of a killing is a sacrifice. So when you offer it to the Krishna, that is a sacrifice. So while walking, if you are chanting, you are, doing this sacrifice. While taking bath, it is a sacrifice. So in that sacrifice, so many, yeah, bacteria and everything is getting killed, but you have to have that consciousness that I'm doing it for the Krishna. So that is what it told. But ahimsa is impossible, that is also I agree completely. But then it is directed in this way, like we cook the food and offer, that cooking itself, that process, so much, killing happened, but still offering that and then honoring that, even before drinking the water, offer it and drink it. So doing all your activity, that's why it is said that, like, offer your activity, result of your activity to Krishna, because lot of killing you are doing throughout the day, and you're accruing so much of a sin, that only way to get rid of those sin is offering that to the Krishna, these activities and these fruit of the activities, offering to Krishna, that is the only way of getting rid of.
Mm. The,
Yeah.
I, the person answered me for knowledge. It says, when we have developed the senses of non-doer, it says, I'm not doer. It's a
Mm,
happening, that
yeah,
satisfy me too, that says when you become non-doer, let's Krishna, Prakriti is doing this, I'm flowing through, and
yeah,
I become just the observer of it, become Sakshi Bhav, that,
yeah. That is the beautiful way. That is the wonderful. Yeah, that is the way.
and one little thing on 621, last one before the last verse, Saucham means the cleanliness, not only in the mind and the body, but in the one's dealing also. It especially meant for the mercantile people. Now, I forgot the line and pages where Prabhupada has mentioned that mercantile has to lie
Mm,
to sometime to survive in the businesses,
mm,
because you cannot be honest that I bought it for $10 and I'm selling you for $15, and probably he would not survive because
yes,
nobody support him for the losses. He has to lie
yes,
for
yes,
the surviving business. That's a mercantile has to play the role.
yes.
Uh, so you cannot be totally honest on the business matter.
That
No,
is
not
correct.
at all.
Yeah, so I also mentioned that, Prabhuji, that kind of a lie is allowed for this mercantile, but
Yeah,
like, doing completely black market, holding, like, so much of a grain in your go down, so that, like, you will completely change these kind of activities. Mercantile people do that. That is very much that is not a saucham. So yes,
yeah,
according to, so if you see in a part of a Bhagavad Gita, it is said that each and every activity comes with a something sinful, whatever you are doing.
yeah.
Even if
It's
you're
true.
Brahmana and you're doing sinful, I mean, sacrifice and killing some animal into sacrifice. What if the mantras go wrong? Or what is if you say something? Mercantile people, Kshatriyas are killing someone, mercantile people are lying, Shudras are also disrespecting. So everything comes because you are in this material world, in material body. Each and every activities is tinted with some kind of a sin, or some kind of a lie, or something like that. But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's I was trying to find 18 chapter 18 text number 48. Lord has
Mm,
given all the excuses. Yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
finding.
Yeah. So if you see carefully, then you will not even move from your place. But that's not you. You have to utilize this body, this machine that Krishna had given for our progress and for Krishna's pleasure. So yeah, you have to do your role part, but it should not be like, completely destroying the society. So that is what we
Yeah,
have to
because our
do.
body have a fight. It's a war going on in our body constantly.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
The
So these are
bacteria.
these are the quality we have to really understand, like while implementing also. You can't like 100%,
No,
you
just like a
know.
driving. You
Mm,
cannot drive 100% perfect. No, even the judges says they were laughing. So nobody can drive 100% perfect according to the state laws, because everybody breaks the law, while driving. Who drives 35 miles an hour? You break many times. I do, you know.
Mm.
So
Yeah, yeah.
according to injunctions, you cannot live 100% your life.
Yes.
It's not
Yeah.
possible, man.
Yeah. And that is why we called Krishna as a Purna, because everything is in 100% in Krishna, right? We only see in his Leelas and Charitra that everything is 100%. Even like every activity is beneficial for others. So that, but then that's why we bow down in front of a Krishna.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mataji. So I'm happy Mother's Day to you and all of the mothers join our class. I know you're in a hurry. You want to stop here, or can we do the Hare Krishna mantra for mothers?
Yeah, we will do Hare Krishna mantra for all the mothers. Thank you, everyone, all the mothers who joined these classes, and all the. It doesn't
Awesome.
matter that you are in a motherly woman body or a men's body, but like that motherly love is there for all this for each another. So like I'm just offering my Mother's Day wishes towards all of you, and we will chant now 3 times Hare Krishna mantra. So you can unmute yourself and chant together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Happy
Mother's
Mother's
Day to
Happy
all of
Mother's
you.
all the mothers.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Hari Bol. So we can start. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Gita Mataji. I see so many new people joining. Welcome you all. Hare Krishna to all of you. So whatever we heard so far in the 2 lectures, next time we will go over it in short, like brief, and you can come up with your questions, realization. So you can share it in next class. We will keep a discussion based on the first 4 shlokas. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Happy
Mataji.
Mother's Day.
Hare
So,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Gita
Krishna.
Mataji and Rita Mataji and Surinder Prabhu. So, they connected us with the senior connection group on the New Vrindavan trip. So, and so they are joining every day. So, well, we can welcome them by chanting 3 times Hari Bol. Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hare
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Hare
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol.
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Bol.
Thank
Yes.
you so much for joining. I would
Thank
love to hear from all of you, like next time, that how, or even we can spend five minutes. How do you like this class, or if there is any reflection, please feel free to share.
Hare Krishna.
very
Hare
inspiring class, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So please, next time we can discuss these 4 shlokas, and then we will continue with the next shloka. It's a very interesting chapter. So thank you again for joining, Vikas Prabhu. We would love to hear from you next time.
Yeah,
So
we
please,
couldn't hear Vikas
yeah.
Prabhu
So
today.
please come prepare next time. I mean, yeah, we would love to hear about all
We
these
didn't hear
qualities
your
briefly
voice
from you.
today, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. So next class we will hear Vikas Prabhu. Hari Bol, yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu
Yeah, Hare
Ji.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam everyone. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva
Sindhu
cha
Bhaiva
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय,
Jai.
नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, श्रील
Jai.
प्रभुपाद की जय, भगवद
Jai.
गीता की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय,
Jai.
राधे राधे, हरि हरि,
Radhe
Radhe
Radhe.
Radhe.
मदर्स
Dandavat
डे की
Pranam.
जय.
Yes. Namaste.